Just before today's programme, it may be of interest to those who are fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we have done previous reviews on the previous Phase box sets, including this one, Phase 3, Part 1. And now, on AMTV, to continue that series to the grand Endgame, here is the review of the MCU Phase 3, Part 2 box set. Hi there guys, it's Martyn here. Well, here it is, finally time, the last, at the moment anyway, box set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the MCU Phase 3 Part 2 box set, and I received this as a Christmas Day gift, so thank you very much to my parents who got this for me. Yes, I am aware this has been out now for around a month, so there'll probably be other reviews and stuff, but hey, I've always reviewed these sort of around Christmas time, as that's when I typically get them, so that is what we are going to have. So let's take a look at the box. As you can see, we've got the Infinity Gauntlet front and center, which of course Thanos wielded in Infinity War. Now, it does look nice, but it is tricky because I think Phase 1 had that stone as the cover, Phase 2 had this stone, and Phase 3 had that stone there. And if they were going to do a stone for each box, that would have worked, but I mean, you'd have to have at least 6 boxes. And I know, yes, the stones on the front represent the stones that are more common in that phase, but it just seems a bit of a shame that they had to scrap that and go all out. But, you know, it looks nice. It's nice having the Infinity Gauntlet on the front. And you've got the heroes, guys from Black Panther, you've got Captain Marvel, you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you've also got Spider-Man. So actually none of the big mains, which is nice. You know, you're giving some of the newbies more of a chance to shine. And this collector's edition features Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. So the rest of Phase 3. And this is a really lovely design box. It is just like the rest of them that I've reviewed on the channel, which you should check out if you haven't seen. And the blurb. Enjoy this 6-disc collector's edition featuring the final 6 films from Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as I listed earlier, packed with additional content including stunning art cards, art of Matt Ferguson, and collectible posters. Now, if you remember in Phase 3 Part 1 unboxing, I got 2 of the same posters. They were either 2 Spider-Man posters or 2 Guardians of the Galaxy 2 posters, I can't remember which. But I had 2 posters basically, so let's hope I don't have that manufacturing mess up today. And with that, oh, it's rated 12 what we got. So we've got moderate violence, threats, sex references, and implied strong language. I'm not sure it's implied, they swear all the time in these movies. I'd actually credit the MCU as bringing swearing more into films that are 12, because when I was a kid growing up, 12s didn't really have swearing, or it had like one bad word, but now it's just so commonplace, which, you know, that's fine. Anyway, let's unbox this. So let's take off the sleeve there, we'll put that to one side. There you go, you get to see the Infinity Gauntlet's full glory. That is a really nicely designed box, actually. I really do like that. Okay, we'll tip that out, put you over there, and now you've got your artwork. So you've got the Hulk there, Hawkeye, and Black Widow, some of the Phase 1 Avengers, who's on the front. The others, the other mains. So you've got Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. So it's nice that everyone's included in some way, because that is really what this phase and part is all about. There you go, you've got the list of the films in nice silver gloss. I've always liked that about these box sets. Take a look at that in a minute. But so here are your movies. So there you go, you got Black Panther, which was 2018. You got Avengers Infinity War, which is 2018, and probably at the minute anyway, my favourite in the whole saga. Ant-Man and the Wasp from 2018. Captain Marvel from 2019. Avengers Endgame from 2019, and Spider-Man Far From Home, that's a bit squeaky, also from 2019. I always found it interesting they finished off this phase with Spider-Man Far From Home as opposed to Avengers Endgame, because obviously Endgame implies that is it, that is the end, whereas Spider-Man was like a little added extra, but hey, I'm glad we got it, it was a good movie. So that is the inside, and he's showing you the discs. Obviously, I've got the DVD version, you can also get this on Blu-ray and 4K, but now let's take a look at the pouch in there. So I'll move this to one side also. So like all the others, here is like your little shield pouch if you like. So this is open immediately, it says with the Avengers logo. Okay, I will. Let's see now. And this is where all your bonus content comes from. So I'll get those art cards and posters. Yes, oh yes. Right, let's get these out of the way. They're the posters. So we'll put those to one side. And now, Black Panther. That's really cool art. Black Panther standing on Wakandan plane there. I'll give my thoughts as we go. So Black Panther, yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought, obviously for what it did for African-American actors, a movie where they were all sort of the leads, I really thought that was a good move. And it was an enjoyable movie. Dare I say it wasn't as, like, amazing as a lot of people thought it was, but I can completely understand how important this is to many, many people. And it was a decent movie. Now, my favourite, Avengers Infinity War. For a lot of us, this was, like, the first real true culmination, because obviously it was part one of a two-part story, essentially, and it was going to be Infinity War Part 1 and 2 originally, if I remember. But this was just so big. I saw this at midnight, and the cliffhanger ending... Oh, knocking the camera. Spoiler alert, I mean, I'm sure we all know, but Thanos wipes out half the universe, including half of the Marvel heroes, just to see that. This was probably the most important MCU film for me, and to see it at midnight as well was really special. And it holds up really well, the drama in it, and the emotion is really good. So yeah, big fan of Infinity War. Then this one had a hard job to follow, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, I did like the first Ant-Man, the sort of heist movie style it was going for. And don't get me wrong, Ant-Man and the Wasp is a good movie. It continues sort of the comedy and the antics from the first one, but it had an impossible job of following Avengers Infinity War, because that was like so big. And obviously this takes place mainly before Avengers Infinity War. But in hindsight, I do sort of wish and think they should have tried to have released this before Infinity War. I know that might not have been possible. It is a decent movie, but I must admit it is one of the more forgettable movies of the MCU, even compared to the first Ant-Man. So, decent, but not the best by far. And then you have Captain Marvel. That is really nice artwork. I do really like that. Now, we all know about the controversy with Captain Marvel. It made lots and lots of money, and Brie Larson's either loved or despised by the community of fans. And yes, this movie, do you know what, when I saw it again, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but I did enjoy it, considering I knew, because I don't really read much of the comics about Captain Marvel, I didn't know that much about her backstory. And for what it was, this is what I think Marvel has done well with their movies, of taking characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy and like Captain Marvel, whom people might not be overly familiar with, and just giving them like a really solid, fun movie. Not the best thing ever, but a nice slice of entertainment. And I like Brie Larson, so I can understand why people don't like this, but I do. So that's that, and that's just my silly opinion. Now, Avengers Endgame. Ooh, that's really cool. Thanos sat there. I really feel, though, for this art, they maybe could have gone with all the heroes, although they do like to go for a minimalistic style. Avengers Endgame, yes, I did really love it. I mean, obviously, it was fantastic. I saw that at midnight as well, straight after an Infinity War double bill, actually. And it was a very satisfying conclusion. I was happy with most of the characters and how their stories wrapped up, like Tony's and Captain America's, and where Thor's going off with the Guardians now. I just think Infinity War probably had more of an impact on me first time around. Not that this didn't, but Infinity War still remains my favourite. Although I need to watch Endgame again, see if my opinions change over time. And Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, this one I was surprised to learn they were, as a lot of people were, including it in Phase 3. I think a lot of us thought this was going to be the beginning of Phase 4. He was going to kick off like the new Avengers thing. This does take place soon after Endgame, and it is a really solid movie. It's actually a really great Spider-Man movie as well. The two they've done so far have been really good, and I hope the third one that they eventually make will continue that as well. But again, nice bit of action romp, bit difficult to follow after Endgame, sort of like Ant-Man and the Wasp with Infinity War, but I think this did a much better job, and it's a really solid movie, so I'd recommend that. Oh, that's cool. We love you 3000. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's a line from Endgame. Of course, we must all know that by now. That was what Tony's daughter Morgan says to him, and he says to her, we love you 3000. Oh, that's really cool art of the Infinity Gauntlet. I like that. That is really cool. Nice little bit of bonus artwork to finish that off. But now we've had the artwork, that means we must go into the posters, and we will see for sure. That's it. It was a poster I got a double of last year, not an art card, I think. Some eagle-eyed viewer will be able to remind me. I don't really watch my own videos, as you can probably tell. So, let's put those to one side, and now let's get into the posters. So, I'm not sure, I'm just going to quickly check off camera, because I want to do it in chronological order. Yes, I've got it. So, first poster, Black Panther. So there's the movie poster. What does that say? Long Live the King. And you've got all your main characters here. And of course, it stars, let's zoom in and have a look. It stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Danny Gurira, I'm sorry if I pronounce any of these wrong, Martin Freeman, with Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker, and Andy Serkis. Stellar cast there. That's the one thing I probably liked about Black Panther the most. The cast lineup they got was just really, really good. So that was a good poster. These are all the movie posters, of course. Some people might prefer the artwork. Some people might prefer the posters. Now, this poster was amazing. Here we go. Let's zoom out and look at that. There it is. That's the Avengers Infinity War poster featuring pretty much all the heroes on there. I think everyone's on here, obviously, apart from Ant-Man and Hawkeye, who were not in this movie for various reasons. So let's... Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Cheadle, Tom Holland, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Danny Gurria, Letita Wright, Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, with Josh Brolin as Thanos, and Chris Pratt, for some reason, just on the in. Hollywood billings always work weird. They're never what you think, but I can see why Robert Downey Jr. is top, because there he is in the middle. The guy who kicked off the franchise and is bringing it all together. Really great poster. I almost wish it was bigger, but of course these are small to fit in a DVD case. But if you want a full-size poster of that, that would look amazing on any wall, I'm sure. Now our next poster is this one. It is for Ant-Man and the Wasp. And yeah, this is nice. A lot of reds and yellows. I did like the poster, probably more than I like the film. No, that's a joke, of course. So we got in this one. Of course, we got Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Pena. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I've noticed the accent there. Walton Goggins, Hannah John Carmen, with Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, and Michael Douglas as Dr. Hank Pym, who I actually really enjoyed. Michael Douglas is one of my favourite MCU characters. So that's that poster there. And now heading into 2019, we have the poster for everyone's favourite, Captain Marvel. That's right. And of course, this movie stars Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson as the young Nick Fury, Ben Mendelsohn, let's see, Digimon Honsu, I think, Lee Pace, Lashana Lynch, Gemma Chan, Annette Bening, Clark Gregg, and Jude Law. And I've always really liked the outfit they gave her for the movie, the Captain Marvel outfit. It's really, really cool. So good on you, Brie. I liked your movie, Brie. Don't worry, even if no one else did. I liked your movie. Now then, obviously the big ending, or Endgame. Avengers Endgame. Now, what they did with this poster, as you can see, they put on the heroes that survived the Purge, which is, on itself, really cool. Now, obviously, Hawkeye, where is he? Hawkeye's up. Oh, there's Paul Rudd. Hawkeye's on there somewhere, right? There he is. Those two are back in it, and these are all the survivors. And I do like this. It would have been really cool to have seen all the heroes, but they've probably done that as like a big, long three, you know, what do you call it? Panorama picture of all the heroes. That'd be really cool. But this is still nice just to see who survived. Who'd it bill? Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Paul Rudd, Brie Larson, Karen Gillan, Danny Guerra, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, and Josh Brolin as Thanos. Yeah, so it does only really... Well, no, it credits some of those who... Actually, no, it doesn't. All the new ones who went... No, yeah, it only credits on the top who survived, which is interesting, but obviously all the actors are great in it. I do prefer the Infinity War poster, but again, I do need to watch Endgame again, I think, just to see if my opinion's changed. And finally, yes, I finally got all the right posters. Spider-Man, Far From Home, with the little spider logo there. Tom Holland front and centre as his stars. Of course, Tom Holland, Samuel Jackson, Zendaya, Kobe Smulders, Jon Favreau, Marissa Tomei, and Jake Gyllenhaal. And obviously the cliffhanger to this, spoilers coming up, was that Mysterio, before he died, revealed to the world Spider-Man's identity is Peter Parker. And how they're going to continue that in the third movie and in the MCU is going to be interesting. I just hope it's a satisfying payoff. But as you can see, I got all 6 right posters this time and all the correct art cards. So that is the full package, if you like. That's what you get, at least if you get the DVD version. I think it's pretty much the same if you get it in Blu-ray or 4K as well, but I'm not too sure on that, so you'd have to do your research. But let's stick all this back in the box, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okie dokie, and after a jump cut, that's everything back in the box. So, what's left to say about the MCU Phase 3 Part 2 box set? Well, like I said, it's very lavishly produced. You get this nice, sturdy box, and you can add it on the shelf. Finally, I'll be able to add this on my shelf. Thank goodness. And you have all the 20... I always forget the number. Infinity War was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23? 22, 23? Is it? I can't remember. All the 20 plus MCU films you now will have in in 4 complete box sets. And of course, Phase 4 will be continuing with Black Widow early next year, and I'll be watching that. So they'll probably make more of these, let's face it. They'll make Phase 4, 5, etc. Well, they might not. They might not dub it in phases anymore. We'll have to wait and see. But if you're an MCU fan and if you haven't picked these up individually, I would highly recommend you go and get this and all the other box sets because they're nice to have on the shelf, very concise, and a very nice package with all the artwork and stuff too. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the Marvel Cinematic Universe over these past 11 years. As 2020 dawns, we've got the new phase coming up, and will it be able to live up to the success, or will it all fade away and die? We'll just have to wait and see. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment if you picked up this box set yourself, or if you own these movies individually, and which is your favourite out of Phase 3, Part 2, so just these 6 movies. Leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.